Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, I hope all of you are well and safe from COVID-19 virus. I'm also safe and well. Today I will take class on chapter 9, oral communication. Our topic, strategies for successful interpersonal communication. Important sub-contents of our topic: dyadic communication, self-perceptions, dyadic communication, and interview purposes, interviewees' responsibilities, interviewers' responsibilities, telephoning, and dictating. First of all, interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication includes message sending and message reception between two or more individuals. The process of interpersonal communication by which people exchange information, feelings, and meanings through verbal and non-verbal messages. Dyadic communication, oral or verbal communication, incorporating small groups, that is 2 or 8 participants acting as a sender and receiver. Dyadic communication relationships by functions. And another part is relationships by their nature or level of relationship. Relationships by function, interviewee and interviewer, telephone exchange, great review, job termination, exit interview, and many other ways. And relationship by their nature and level of relationship. This relationship includes family, friend, boss, co-workers, fellow students, spouse, roommate, president, teacher, etc. Direct communication, self-perception. When our trusted friends and family, relatives can give us an honest feedback about ourselves, and jumping to conclusions about an individual can be done too quickly, so be careful in drawing conclusions about others. Interviewing. Interviewing is very important things in our practical life. Any fresh candidate have to face interview board if he or she want to take a job. So interview is very important and sensitive part in any candidate. So at first we need to know what is interview. An interview is a conversation where questions are asked and answers are given. In common parlance, the word interview refers to a one or on conversation with one person acting in the role of the interviewer and the other in the role of the interviewee. Interviewing purposes, interviewees' responsibilities, interviewers' responsibilities. Interview purposes. Why we take interview, or when we use interview, what are the procedures of interview, who are the parties of the interview. First of all, use of interview. Interview rules. Number one, seeking position, informing on job, solving problem, supporting solution, counseling employee, evaluating employee, gathering information. Then procedures. Candidates speak with company representative. Job requirements are stated as based on JD. Facts are collected, options reviewed, decision is made, information is collected, and arguments are planned. Facts are used to support contention that employee needs help. Who are the parties of interview? The parties of interviewer are recruiter and graduating student, boss and new employee, employer and employee, manager and employee, employee meets counselor, supervisor meets employee, manager conducts interview. Interviewees' responsibilities is very, very important when the interview is take interview. First of all, the preparation before the job interview, how to act during the interview, follow up after the job, suggestions for a computer interview. Preparation before the job interview. First of all, when you take preparation, for the job interview, first of all, understand yourself rationally in terms of your weaknesses and strengths. Find out details about the position and review how your skills relate to that position. Then do homework on company. That means do your strategy about the organization where you want to participate for interview. And rehearse possible questions, brainstorm issues and questions. That means you analysis about probable questions. What are the questions the interview board can ask you? Speak with insiders. That means you learn from the inside company, you know about that company. How to act during the interview. When the interview will be running, then how you will conduct in the interview board. First of all, the interviewer give positive impression, offer a warm handshake, show a pleasant smile. Then if interview doesn't, you state your understanding of the interview, organize your answers, think of stating abuses or claim, and then supporting that position with data or evidence. Then offer a conclusion at the end of the session, obtain agreements, follow up after the job interview. First of all, after completion of the job interview, then we have to follow. If there were specific actions to be taken, do so promptly. If need any actions, then as possible as take action for completion of the purpose. Then if you are to be provide additional information, gather then information and offer it to the interviewee. Next, if a thank you note is required, send it within a day or so. That means if you need any note, any query, you must send within a day or as quick as possible. Suggestions for a computer interview. When you take computer-based interview, then the following guidelines should need to be followed. First of all, try to relax. When you take interview online basis, operate such computer on the assumption that everything you say will be heard, and dress as if the interview were live. When you interview will taking live, suppose Zoom interview, then the company required or the organization required a well dress, you must be prepared well dress, and avoid any excessive movement, and finally try out the equipment beforehand. That means any kind of equipment or any logistics support should not be taken when you go through in a computer interview. Interviewers' responsibilities, objectives, evaluation after interview, preparation before interview. First of all, objectives. Evaluate job qualifications that resume couldn't provide. Determine the oral communication ability of the interviewee. Find out if the interviewee could think of the car in a cogent and logical manner. Give the applicant essential facts about the job and the company. Establish goodwill on behalf of the company. Preparation before interview. Greet the candidate with a firm handshake and a warm smile. Suggest a degree of enthusiasm in your greeting. Be sincere and friendly. Begin with some non-controversial topic like his hobbies and current job, etc. Finally, evaluation after interview. Always make notes on the interviewee. You may use a checklist or write a paragraph. As per company practice, the following areas should be evaluated. The candidate are as follows: education and training, work experience, current of the job life, personal characteristics, and overall summary of the interview board. Telephoning, communications over telephone. Telephoning is another terms of oral communication. And when you conduct through telephone with others, the following criteria should be followed. First of all, be aware of time zones. Very few businessmen would like to get a call in the middle of the night. So time period is very important when you use the telephone information, telephonic communication, because when you call other busy person or magnet business person, never call in a middle of the night. And when you conduct over telephone, must be speak more clearly so that the other side receiver can understand you. As in the other country, English may be a second language. And third of all, restate and summarize more often. And finally, follow up the conversation with a letter or a fax or keep things clear. Dictating, authoritative communication to anyone. When you follow in any authoritative communication, then you follow some formal guidelines. Suppose this is more often used for the transcription, writing, sometimes international using an electronic recording device or by telephone. Give the precise name and address information. Speak clearly, slowly, and distinctly. Be careful with Plurals. Spell unusual words or names. My dear students, I think you understand my lecture clearly about interpersonal communication strategies, about interview, responsibilities of interviewer, about dictating, about telephoning. So stay safe, stay home, and maintain social distance, and pray to Almighty Allah keep all of us safe and well. Thank you. Thank you very much.